Residents of Pomona Village are claiming that immediate relatives of Area Representative Rodwell Ferguson are attempting to strong-arm their properties along the Old Mullins River Road in the Stann Creek district. These 5 individuals are farmers, each owning 25 acres of land that they began developing 2 years ago. Aldon Tasher Sr. is one of the complainants who showed up to Belmopan this morning along with 3 other landowners, including his wife and son. Tasher is also a businessman who is vying to become the U.D.P standard bearer of Stann Creek West.
We got a permission to survey in the previous administration. However, there was the pandemic that came in, and of course, everything was very slow in the country, so due to the pandemic, finances was very tight, so I couldn't have surveyed the land at that time. So the permission to survey it was expired. So in this new administration, we renewed the permission to survey it. We went ahead and surveyed the land. So I just want the public to understand that's what happened and that's the condition of this land. So we surveyed the land. We authenticate the plan and everything. We all applied for our lease. And that's what we're waiting for presently for our leases.
Tasher says that in May 2021, he wrote to Lennox Bradley, the chief engineer at the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, requesting permission to build a road on the property while they wait for their leases to be approved. He presented documents indicating that approval was granted for him to construct the road at his own cost. So the road was built.
And we were happy, right? Because then we could get access to our place, right? So I and the other one decided, we cannot give a lot of finance because things is hard, but we decided to help him whenever we get money and give it to him so he could go through with the road. But then all this problem started, and now we are at a standstill.
According to a police report dated November 15, 2021, Police Constable Wayne Trapp and Corporal Aaron Ferguson, nephew of Rodwell Ferguson Sr., received information of an illegal logging operation that was occurring along the Old Mullins River Road. The report says that when they visited the area, they observed a truck and a trailer loaded with what appeared to be logs. The driver of that truck was Tasher's son, Aldon Tasher Jr. This video provided to our newsroom shows Aldon Tasher Jr.'s encounter with PC Trapp and Corporal Ferguson on that day. Both men were in civilian clothing, while Ferguson carried a shotgun.
This black vehicle come at the same time my brother come to drop food for me. I greet them the time of the day, and then be like, yeah, you just get F. Right? I never like that, so I just jump out of the vehicle and I tell the man, what is the problem? The man say, you see the big boss, yeah? So I tell the man, who is the big boss? The man say, you're on Ferguson, he's the one who owned the land.
The police report says that Aldon Tasher Jr. and 3 other individuals, including 2 minors, were detained. The 2 minors were released later that day. 2 days later, all 4 individuals were taken back to the Old Mullins River Road, escorted by 3 personnel from the Belize Forest Department. According to the report, the men were asked if they had valid Forest Department license to harvest trees. Their response was no. But Aldon Tasher Sr. contends that the logs were never being trucked to sell. So what were you doing with those logs that you were transporting?
The logs that we were transporting is because it's in the same area, the same road. So like I was saying earlier, our intention was to basically get the permit so we could sell the logs so that we could pay for the expenses on the road, which I think is normal because we could have done 2 things. We could have destroyed the logs, burned the logs, which wouldn't make any sense to my knowledge. Once, like I said, we found out that the road lasts us months to build instead of weeks,
So what's the status of those logs right now, if I can ask?
Well, the status of those logs right now, they're in the possession of Rodwell Ferguson Jr. They pulled out all the logs from where they were.
An official copy of a permission form from the Forest Department granted Rodwell Ferguson Jr. permission to remove 30 assorted hardwood logs from the area on January 25, 2023. Tasher Sr. says the charges against his son and the 2 other individuals were thrown out in court, but his truck is still being held. And when reporters approached Minister Ferguson on Monday to make queries about these reports, he had this to say.
Let me be very realistic. Aldon Tasher is also running for political office. So he will find everything to destroy myself or destroy my family or destroy the constituency. But I have no fear. If you want to go and research on this, you can do it yourself and see if there's any land dropped by my children. As I'm saying, my son and my children are big people. They are over 18 years old. So whatever they do is their own account. But if you as a person want to go do your research, you go to the land office and do your research.
Why would Minister Ferguson yesterday tell the press that this is fully political matter, that it is motivated by politics and perhaps even more so by those on his opposition?
Sir, you're dealing with a person who is an experienced politician. This has nothing to do with politics. I'm not here as a politician. I am here as a citizen of Belize, not a politician.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.